What if I told you that the same companies charging people every single month to fix their credit are often just sending basic dispute letters that you can legally send yourself for free? Sounds crazy, right? But thousands of people are paying $50, $100, even $150 per month, hoping for a quick credit score boost, only to see little to no real change or worse, temporary results that disappear after a few months. And here's the part nobody tells you. There is no secret system, no insider connection, no magic button these companies have access to. In fact, in many cases, they rely on your lack of knowledge to keep you paying longer. So, if you've ever felt stuck with bad credit, denied for loans, high interest rates, or just overwhelmed by the idea of fixing it, this video might completely change how you see the entire system. Because today, we're going to break down exactly what's really going on behind the scenes of credit repair and, more importantly, what you should be doing instead if you actually want real, long-term results. Let's be honest for a second. Credit can feel confusing, frustrating, and even unfair. One mistake may be a missed payment, a collection account, or maxed out credit cards, and suddenly your score drops, and everything becomes more expensive. And when people find themselves in that situation, the first thing they usually look for is a quick fix. That's where credit repair companies step in, promising fast results, clean reports, and a fresh financial start. It sounds perfect, especially if you're tired of being rejected or stuck paying high interest. But the truth is, most of these services are not doing anything you can't do yourself with a little bit of guidance and consistency. There are no shortcuts when it comes to building or repairing credit the right way. But there is a clear, proven process, and once you understand it, you don't need to rely on anyone else. In this video, I'm going to show you how the system actually works, expose the biggest myths these companies use to keep you paying, and walk you through a step-by-step approach you can start using immediately to take control of your credit. By the end, you'll not only save money, but you'll also understand how to build a strong credit profile that lasts, instead of chasing temporary fixes that don't stick. First, let's expose the truth about how credit repair companies actually work. Because once you understand this, everything starts to make sense. Most people think these companies have some kind of special access to the credit bureaus or insider connections that allow them to remove negative items instantly. That's simply not true. What they're really doing behind the scenes is something very basic. They're filing disputes on your behalf. That's it. They look at your credit report, identify negative accounts, and send dispute letters, often using the same templates over and over again, to the credit bureaus like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Now, here's the key point. You have the exact same legal right to dispute anything on your credit report yourself, for free. It's protected under federal law, and you don't need a middleman to do it. The reason this feels like a service is because they package it in a way that sounds complex and exclusive, when in reality, it's a process you can learn in a single day. And here's where it gets even more interesting sometimes. When they dispute items aggressively or repeatedly, those items might get temporarily removed simply because the creditor didn't respond in time. But that doesn't mean the debt is gone forever. It can come right back, and when it does, your score drops again. So what you're paying for isn't permanent credit repair, it's often just temporary movement that doesn't fix the root problem. Once you realize that, it becomes clear why so many people stay stuck, paying month after month without seeing lasting results. Now, let's talk about the biggest lies credit repair companies tell, because this is where a lot of people get misled. One of the most common promises you'll hear is, "We can remove anything from your credit report." That sounds powerful, but it's completely misleading. The truth is, only inaccurate, outdated, or unverifiable information can legally be removed. If a negative account is accurate and properly reported, no company can just erase it because you paid them. Another big claim is the idea of an instant credit score boost. Credit doesn't work like flipping a switch. It's based on history, behavior, and consistency over time. So while you might see small changes quickly, real improvement takes patience. Then there's the idea that these companies have insider relationships with the bureaus. This is one of the most deceptive tactics because it creates a sense of authority. But in reality, credit bureaus don't give special treatment to third-party companies. They follow the same legal process for everyone. And finally, there's the emotional angle. These companies often target people who are stressed, desperate, or financially stuck, offering hope in exchange for monthly fees. That's why it's so important to separate facts from marketing. Once you understand that there's no magic solution and no shortcuts, you stop chasing quick fixes and start focusing on strategies that actually work. And that shift alone can save you hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars while putting you back in control of your financial future. So now that you know the truth, let's get into what actually works, the step-by-step system you can use to repair your credit on your own. The first step is simple but powerful. Check your credit reports. You need to see exactly what's being reported about you before you can fix anything. Look for errors like incorrect balances, duplicate accounts, or accounts that don't belong to you. These mistakes are more common than you think, and they can seriously hurt your score. Once you identify them, the next step is to dispute those inaccuracies directly with the credit bureaus. You can do this online or by mail, and the key is to be clear, specific, and consistent. Don't just say this is wrong, explain exactly what's incorrect and why. Then, if you have collection accounts, don't rush to pay them immediately. Instead, try negotiating a pay-for-delete agreement, where the collection agency agrees to remove the account from your report in exchange for payment. Not all will agree, but many do. After that, focus on your payment history, which is the biggest factor in your credit score. Set up autopay if needed, and make sure every bill is paid on time going forward. At the same time, work on lowering your credit utilization by keeping your credit card balances below 30%, ideally under 10%. This combination of disputing errors, managing collections wisely, and building positive habits is what actually creates long-term improvement, not temporary tricks. But fixing your credit is only half the game. The real goal is to build a strong credit profile that continues to grow over time. This is where many people make a mistake. They focus only on removing negatives, but don't add enough positives. One of the easiest ways to start building credit is with a secured credit card. You put down a small deposit, and that becomes your limit. It's low risk, but if you use it responsibly and pay it off on time every month, it builds positive history. Another powerful option is a credit builder loan, which is specifically designed to help you establish or rebuild credit. The payments are reported to the credit bureaus, helping you create a consistent track record. You can also consider becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card, preferably someone with a long history of on-time payments and low balances. This can give your score a boost by adding positive history to your profile. But the most important mindset shift is this. Credit isn't something you fix once and forget. It's something you manage continuously. Every on-time payment, every low balance, every smart decision adds up over time. When you focus on building rather than just repairing, you create a system where your score naturally improves, instead of constantly trying to recover from mistakes. Now, to be fair, there are situations where credit repair companies might actually make sense, but only in very specific cases. For example, if someone is extremely busy, overwhelmed, or simply doesn't want to deal with the process at all, paying for convenience can be an option. It's similar to hiring someone to do your taxes. You could do it yourself, but you choose not to. However, even in that case, you need to be very careful about who you choose. There are legitimate companies out there, but there are also many that overpromise and underdeliver. One major red flag is any company that asks for large upfront fees before doing any work. In many places, that's actually illegal. Another warning sign is guaranteed results. No one can legally guarantee that negative items will be removed. If you do decide to use a service, make sure they are transparent about what they are doing and how the process works. But here's the bottom line. Even if you hire a company, the responsibility for your credit still falls on you. They can't build good habits for you. They can't make your payments on time. They can't control your spending. So while they might assist with the process, they are not a solution. The real power comes from understanding how credit works and taking control of it yourself. And once you do that, you'll realize you never needed to rely on them in the first place. At the end of the day, here's the truth. Most people never hear you. Don't need to pay someone every single month to fix your credit. You don't need secret strategies, insider connections, or complicated systems. What you need is understanding, consistency, and the willingness to take control of your own financial situation. Because once you realize that everything these credit repair companies are doing is based on rights and processes that you already have access to, the whole game changes. You stop looking for shortcuts, and you start building something real. And that's the difference between temporary results and long-term financial freedom. Think about it, every on-time payment you make, every balance you keep low, Every smart decision you take, moving forward, is something no company can do for you. That's your power. And the best part is, once you build that foundation, it doesn't just fix your credit, it opens doors. Lower interest rates, better loan approvals, more financial opportunities. This isn't just about a number on a screen, it's about control over your future. So instead of spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars hoping someone else will fix it for you, start today. Pull up your credit report, go through it carefully, and take action step by step. It might not feel fast at first, but it will be real, and it will last. And if you've made mistakes in the past, that's fine. What matters is what you do next. If you got value from this video, drop a comment below saying DIY. So I know you're taking control of your credit starting today. And if you want to go even deeper, in the next video I'm going to break down exactly how you can boost your credit score by 100+ points using simple strategies most people completely ignore.